Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar hosts, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, Bogman, and the Welsh. The On Deck podcast is brought to you commercial-free by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB. And most importantly, download the app in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. Everything you'll need in the palm of your hands to build your winning lineups, from stack tools, the value tools, the lineup generator, the ownership, the chat, you name it. It is all there for baseball and all the other good sports you're looking for. So go check out the app and download the good stuff there. I'm on Twitter at BDintric, and my co-host is, as once again, as he was last Friday's episode, Tyler. How we doing, man?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me back again.
Definitely. It was fun doing it the first time, so we might as well run it back again while Bogman slacks off in Texas. So it's a good time. He'll be back, but it's been fun getting to mix it up a little bit here. Yeah,
absolutely. And I mean, we miss Bogman, but It has been fun being able to step in for a couple days.
Trust me, if anybody wants to do this more than us, it's Bogman. So we got that going for sure. But usually we do a lot of recap of the night and stuff. But we have 15 games. So was there anything from tonight or Monday night that really stood out to you? Because I'm thinking we got a lot to talk about for Tuesday.
No, I'm just still crying over the walk-off by CJ Cron.
I felt so bad for you because, like I told you, I was recording another show. I saw the Twitter alert from Humphreys saying Crone walk-off homer. Sorry, Tyler. And I'm like, what? Because the last thing I saw was 5-2 in the ninth. And I'm like, what in the world? And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I text him right after, right when it happened, just going, oh man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what I actually text him, but
at least you got Tatis back. That was fun on Sunday. I thought of you immediately. I was like, this guy's a freak. He's just unbelievable.
I love how right away people are like, is he the best right fielder in the game?
He's just the best player in the game. Like, someone made that comment and said, I'm sorry to Mike Trout fans. And Trout's probably still the best. I'm not going to argue that, but Tatis can do. And every facet of the game is pretty ridiculous right now.
It's such an interesting conversation right now because you also have Shohei.
Yep, true.
It's like,
true. Yeah.
You have Acuna, you have Shohei. Like this group of players we have right now is so special.
We're spoiled. We're very spoiled. Like I was actually talking with someone different sport, but I was talking to someone the other day about golf and how it's so young now and there's a good movement in golf. And I said, baseball's doing the same thing finally. Like, it took a while, but you can pick out a young player and probably at least half the teams you're like, this is gonna be fun for a while. This is gonna be good. So, and the farm systems, there's a lot to look forward to. So that'll be great, and hopefully we get to tell you guys about that for the time to come here over at LineStar. But let's get in to the 15-game Tuesday slate. It is a doozy. Lots of good pitching, as we kind of hinted at earlier when we were chatting off air. And we'll start off with Toronto at Washington on this one. Alek Manoah going up against Eric Fede. Over under 9.5 in this one. Manoah's 86 on DK, 99 on FanDuel. You get Fede is 72 on DK. He is 63 on FanDuel. Are you interested in Manoah or Fede tonight?
I could see Manoah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a little volatile, but I could go that way.
Yeah, going against a Washington team, we know that lineup's pretty banged up these days. So you can have some fun with that, especially on DK as $8,600. He's in that price range where he could potentially be an SP2 for you. Or if you want to punt pitching, he's got SP1 upside at a discount. So I can see that for sure. FanDuel, I'm not sure I can go 99 just because there's times with him that he's not going the 6. And I know it sounds weird, but I want a guy at least I can count on a quality start, let alone more to get that bonus over there. So
for sure. Absolutely.
What bats are you looking for here? Because we can usually pick on Fede if we want. And, Toronto's always in play.
I was going to say all of Toronto.
Yeah, they're always in play. So, it's quite the spot.
Yeah.
But I will say the usual suspects, as most know on the show. But the one caveat I'll mention is if you want to go for some discount, Corey Dickerson's back, hitting 6th. He'll come in nice and cheap. The other cheap option I'll mention is Lourdes Gurriel is starting to heat up again. So he'll be nice and cheap for you as well. But other than that, play your normal players. I'm not sure what FanDuel is doing because I do not see Boston or the Yankees in this game. It's because it's a doubleheader. FanDuel does not do doubleheaders. That is right. All right. So game 2 of the doubleheader. It's a 7-inning game. Boston and New York, only on DK. Jordan Montgomery's $8,400. Tanner Houck is $8,300. Short game. Sometimes it helps get that little pitcher bonus, complete game type stuff. Are you interested in either arm in this game with 2 pretty good offenses on the other side?
I like Tanner. I can go that way. Yankees are scary, but they strike out a lot, and Tanner has some swing and miss stuff, so I could go that way.
100% on board. I've been riding him for quite a bit. He's up to 83, which kind of gives me a bummer, but I'm with you. The strikeout upside's tremendous. I would think you'd get 5 to 6 innings, maybe more. Depends on what they want to do with him. They've kind of babied him, but even in his short stints, he's gotten a ton of strikeouts. So I'm with you on that one. With that being said, any bats on either side that you're interested in this one? Because 7 innings kind of sometimes dampers that for me.
It is. With 7 innings on a 15-game slate, I'm probably not going here too much, except for maybe a one-off.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Just so many games.
Yeah, there's so many games, and it's like if it's a pitching game, maybe it's like a 3-2 game. You're missing out on at least one at bat to make things happen. And we joke about it that all you need is 1 home run. You might want that extra at bat. So
yeah,
we'll see there. Chicago and Cincinnati. This should be another fun one. You got Kyle Hendricks, Vladimir Gutierrez. Over under 9.5 on this one. Hendricks is 81 on DK. He's 87 on FanDuel. Hendricks is 81 on DK. He is 83 on FanDuel. Gutierrez is 7K on DK. He's 87 on FanDuel. Are you going to try to stand in front of this big red machine?
There's no way I'm going to Hendricks. He just doesn't have the strikeout upside, and the Reds are hot. There's no sense to go there on a 15-game slate.
I'm with you, and I can't do Gutierrez. Like, he's shown flashes from time to time, but he's a massive pitch-to-contact pitcher, and that terrifies me in that ballpark. But it is the Cubs, so do you have interest in Gutierrez?
There's no way I'm going there on FanDuel at 8.7. Yep. At 7K, I can see it, but again, it's 15 games. There's some other starters that I like around that 7K range, so I'm probably not really going there.
I will say I probably didn't give him his proper due. Like on DK, at least, he's put up 19 or more points in 4 straight starts. He's gone at least 6 innings, 2 earned runs or less. So he's put up quality starts, 5 or more Ks in 3 of 4. So he's starting to get it done. So on DK, like you said, at 7K, he's much more in play than I gave him credit for, especially against this Cubs team. But the one thing with this Cubs team, and you can target them a lot, they still, they put up 5 runs on the bullpen, sure, but they put up a ton of runs in Miami. They're going to have nights where they do it, and in that ballpark, that lively ballpark, they could play party pooper on this situation.
Absolutely.
What bats do you like in this one?
I mean, it's that good old Great American Small Park, so I'll take anything there. But I do like, if I'm going to stack, I'll probably more so stack the Cubs. And then probably pay up at some pitching. Just Cubs are kind of cheap. And I don't really love stacking against Hendricks.
That's the big problem. I'm glad you mentioned that, because as much as he's not striking a ton of guys out, he usually doesn't get shelled either. So on a 15-game slate especially, you want your stack to really go off. And the Reds put up 12 on our 14, I think, by the final count on Monday. Man, it's tough.
The other thing is, it's like if I'm stacking a pitcher or against a pitcher, I kind of like them to walk guys because it just puts more people on base. Whereas Hendricks is walking 1.7, per 9.
Yeah.
It's, he's not giving the free passes. Gutierrez at least is. He's walking 3 per 9.
Yeah, that's why the Cubs are interesting, because he's been good his last 4, like I mentioned. Strikeouts are up, but prior to that, wasn't a big strikeout guy, a lot of pitch to contact, lots of walks. So you get himself in trouble, and 2 walks and a blast, and here you go. Like, things are starting to get fishy. And as much as the Cubs struggle, they have some pop in that lineup. It's like Schwindel's cheap, and he's hitting everything hard. Ortega will be leading off again. Chirino's a catcher, is a cheap catcher if you need. There's options in this team. And you said they're super affordable. So it's one of those, if you want 2 pay-up pitchers or you want an expensive Coors stack or something, you could do it.
You can have a 5-man Cub stack and have it be like 10K.
Yep, yeah, exactly, and leave you all of your money to do whatever you want with the rest of your lineup. Like, and just and like I tell people, because some, like, I stack the Marlins a lot, or for a while stacking the Pirates or whatever. Like, you're crazy, they stink, and then that night they go off, like, oh, I get it now. I'm like, yes, you're playing GPPs to hopefully win like once a month, basically, like the big one.
Yeah,
unless you just like want to min cash, that's fine. But if you want to win the tournament, you need to play stuff once in a while, like the Cubs in Great American Small Park, against a guy that can get into trouble from time to time.
Absolutely.
That's what you're looking for.
Especially if you want to play a chalky stack with your other stack. You know, like you need to mix in a couple lower owned guys.
And that's what we were talking with Roland about in yesterday's episode is you can make these stacks, and like we talk about chalk plays, avoiding chalk. You don't have to avoid the chalk. You just got to be different in a couple spots. That's all it takes, and it'll make you. And then, like, that's where the Cubs, the Pirates, the Marlins. Like, I played three-man Marlins stack on Monday night. Brinson was like 4% owned. Jesus Sanchez was back hitting cleanup, less than 2% owned, and Aguilar was like 6% owned. Did it work? No. But if that were to go off, my goodness, like that, and they're the 2, 3, 4 hitters.
Oh,
so
for Friday's show, we were talking about going to Marlins,
and they went bananas. I almost texted you. I was like, "Did you play them? Please tell me you played them," because I only had like one-offs here and there. I'm like, I didn't even stack them. I'm an idiot.
I think I had one or two of them, and the other, I think maybe I had them with Toronto or something, and the other stack didn't come through.
That's always the worst feeling. You're like, they finally go off, and then there's that. So
it
happens. Next game on the evening, Braves at the Marlins. Speaking of those pesky Marlins, we have Huascar Ynoa coming back from the IL against Sandy Alcantara. Over under of 8. Alcantara is 98 on DK. He's 86 on FanDuel. Ynoa is 73 on DK. He's 64 on FanDuel. Sandy's price on FanDuel is very enticing. I love Ynoa's price on both sites. Like, he's ramped up. He pitched great in his rehab. He should go for at least 90 pitches, I believe, if not more. Like, I think this is a great price tag.
Yeah, he went for 83 in his last rehab start. So, I mean, he could easily push 100 here, and at 73, he's actually the guy that I was thinking about when I said I don't think I'd go to Gutierrez because there's other guys in this price range I like.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's got strikeout upside, as much as we just talked about liking the Marlins. And hey, if you want to stack against Ynoa, that's fine too. The reason I had some Marlins on Monday is Toussaint was the chalk of the chalk. So I'm like, okay, put a small one there. Ynoa could be popular. Like, that's very possible because people like to go against the Marlins and the Cubs, the teams we mentioned. But I like Ynoa at this price point, especially on DK at 73. Interest in either side of the bat here, because Alcantara is a pretty good pitcher too. This kind of feels like a game where it's like, might be for the pitchers. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not here too much. Like you said, if Ynoa is chalky, which there's a very good chance that he is, a couple Miami stacks might be nice just for some leverage. Outside of that, I'm probably staying away. Over and under of 8 is one of the lowest on the slate too.
Yep. And
I'm not really trying to force it.
Yeah, 15 games. There's a ton of places to go. So you don't have to get too cute if you don't want to. If you do use the Marlins, what I will say, and not just because he had a home run on Monday, Jazz Chisholm's back and he's heating up. He had a big weekend also. And he's still cheap because they still have this like IL price basically. So enjoy that one while you can.
That's another one of those young, exciting players we were talking about.
Yep. Bingo. Yep. Another team. The Marlins have a lot of them, actually. They do. Pitching staff alone. Baltimore at Tampa Bay on this one. John Means, Drew Rasmussen. Over under 8.5. I honestly think this total's too low. Means is 93 on DK. He's 85 on FanDuel. Rasmussen's 59 and 56. Shouldn't be too long for this game in typical Tampa Bay fashion. Are you interested in either pitcher here, or are you interested in kind of attacking these pitchers? Because I think there should be some offense in this game.
I would absolutely attack Means. Rasmussen's tough because he's a decent pitcher. He's just not going to go too far in. And Tampa's bullpen's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah. It's always hard, and I've said this before, is like even on Monday, I love the idea of they're opening with McHugh, who's been good, and but attacking Fleming's been like a gold mine of late. But you don't know how that's going to play out. Like attacking games with openers with your stacks is so complicated because you don't know. And then does this guy go 2-2, and then it's bullpen where they're playing matchups the whole time.
And Rasmussen's a little more than an opener because he's throwing 50 pitches the last couple games. So he could go 3-4 into it instead of just a 1-2.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. So it does kind of lower Baltimore for me, but I will definitely have some Tampa Bay with like the Rosarenas of the world and company going up against John Means. Anybody stand out for you in a big way there with Tampa Bay?
With Tampa Bay, I mean, Rosarena, Franco's hot. I'll always go to Cruz.
Yep. Cruz versus the lefties always a good thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it could be a fun stack, and Tampa Bay kind of gets forgotten about for the most part. They're actually popular against Matt Harvey on Monday. I'll say that much. But I think on this slate with Means, who people kind of still respect a little bit, might get a little less ownership for us.
Yeah, and Kiermaier is always interesting too.
Yes,
he's got some pop in that bat, and he's cheap.
Kiermaier is interesting, and then the one that we mentioned last night also. Well, we mentioned Brett Phillips, and he went yards. That was fun. But with especially the lefty on the mound, Mike Zunino. Mike Zunino. Like that's the one thing he does is mash lefties and strike out 4 times a game. So have fun with that one. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim at the Detroit Tigers. Dylan Bundy, who's actually looked decent of late, against Casey Mize, over under of 9.5 on this one. Mize is 64 on DK, he's 76 on FanDuel. Bundy is 6K on DK, he's 73 on FanDuel. Any interest in either pitcher in this game?
No interest in either pitcher, and I would stack both teams.
Yeah, stack both teams. I like it. Any bats in particular you're looking to target against these two pitchers?
I would rather go to the Detroit side, and I mean, I always love going with Eric Haas. Who else?
Candelario's swinging it really well.
Cannavaro's still hot. Shoot, Grossman. I mean, they just have a bunch of guys that are either strikeout or home run.
Yep. They're very, very good at that, and they're always cheap too. Always very, very cheap, no matter who they're facing. And we know Dylan Bundy, like I kind of said, he's pitched better of late, but you look at it and it's like it's the literal tightrope walk. So you're waiting for that long ball like pattern to come back again. So what better night than against Detroit on a 15-game slate where no one wants to play them? That sounds like a great time to me.
Me too. It's perfect.
It's the perfect storm. Milwaukee at St. Louis on this one. We have Corbin Burns, Adam Wainwright, over-under of 7. Absolute beauty here. Corbin Burns 10-2 on DK. He's 11-6 on FanDuel. Wainwright is 9K on DK, 96 on FanDuel. I like both pitchers in this game. I hope it's the pitching duel it should be.
Agreed. I do like Burns quite a bit more than Wainwright, though.
Yeah, that's very fair. It's very, very fair. Would you be interested in using any bats against either pitcher, or is it strictly let's watch the pitchers and not be too cute on this slate?
Yeah, I'm probably not going to get too cute on this one. If I am going to, it'd be Milwaukee bats just because they've been so hot.
Yeah, they are sneaky hot. I respect Wainwright, what he's been doing. And the one thing I like about Wainwright is, to many, he's the old guy, which is fair because he is. But he's still priced up with like the elite pitchers, and he's been very, very good. So he always comes in underowned.
Yeah.
And that's one of those kind of literally you can do that. You can play whatever chalk stack you want.
Yeah.
And you're fine. So
absolutely.
And that's kind of the angle I like using Waino for. If I really want to like put a Toronto and something in Coors or something, say screw it, I'm just playing these guys.
Yeah.
Throwing a Waino makes it happen. So that's the angle there. Seattle at Texas in this one. Tyler Anderson versus Taylor Hearn, over under of 9. 2 lefties in this one that might not be too pretty, but we'll see. Anderson 79 on DK, 74 on FanDuel. Hearn is 47 on DK, 55 on FanDuel. Shouldn't be too long for this game. Texas has been abysmal. So Tyler Anderson I could see being interesting, but I think there's better options there. Are you interested in either pitcher?
No, I'm not going to either pitcher. Anderson has been pitching okay, but he doesn't get late enough in games for 7.9 and his low K rate.
Yeah, it's a very good point. What bats do you like in this one? Because Seattle going up against Hearn and then a very bad Texas bullpen seems kind of intriguing.
Yeah, I am absolutely down with some Seattle. I mean, all the usual suspects. Their problem is you can't do a very big stack with Seattle.
Yep.
You know, you can do a 2 or 3. I don't want to go 4 or 5.
Yep. That's the tricky part. Like, you know, I like Floro because he switch hits. That's great. I like Seager because he actually smashes lefties and no one plays him. But then after that, it's like you can go Ty France if you want.
Yeah, and I like France.
I like France too. Mitch Haniger is good, but he's so darn expensive for his inconsistency, which makes it annoying. Dylan Moore's not good. And then the only other caveat I'll say out there, because he's starting to swing and he's done it against lefties of late, is Jared Kalenic still very cheap. And he's starting to show that production that, we joked forever that, hey, just because he didn't do it the first 2 weeks, he's young, the pedigree's there. He's starting to get going. And he's doing it against lefties, and he's super cheap.
Yes.
So
2.4 on FanDuel, and what is he on DK?
I got it right here. He is a whopping. Where is my outfielder, Jared Kalenic?
2.5.
Yeah, there you go, 2.5. Just got there. Yeah, that's a ridiculously good price tag that'll help. Like that's where Seattle kind of pays off for you, for that cheap aspect there. So I don't mind some of those. That's for darn sure. Oakland at the Chicago White Sox, another fun one here. Chris Bassett going up against Ronaldo Lopez, over under of 9. Bassett's 91 on DK. He is 10-3 on FanDuel. Ronaldo Lopez is 52 on DK, 6K on FanDuel. Not sure how long Lopez will go. They've been using him as a long man. Pitched very well in that role. Back to the rotation for the time being with Rodon on the IL. I love Bassett, especially on DK at 91, though.
Yeah, on DK, he's in a great spot. His K rate has been better lately. I mean, he's been pitching unbelievable all year.
Yeah, he's been absolutely great. Are you looking to maybe attack Ronaldo Lopez in this little jaunt here with the A's bats? Like a Chapman who's on fire, maybe some Starling Marte, or are you just kind of passing on this one too?
I might kind of pass on it. I could have a little bit, but nothing huge. The one thing I will say is I wouldn't mind some White Sox bats if Bassett is pretty high owned.
He should be on DK probably at his price tag, I think.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I said it. Just because, I mean, White Sox can hit anybody. Yeah. They have enough offense to do it.
Yeah, and that's a good point because that's the beauty of, like, we talk about the Marlins and stuff. That's fun and all. But we actually know the White Sox can hit everybody. That's the thing they do. So that's a good point.
And that's the thing is with a 15-game slate, like, you need the team that's going to put up 10, 12, 15 runs. Detroit's in a good spot, but, like, they're not going to get to 15.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
Very rarely they'll get there.
Well, yeah, if like you're using Detroit or I keep saying Miami, but like you need to get the guys that hit home runs, not the guy that goes 2 for 4 with 2 singles and a run scored. Like you need the bat. Sure, like the White Sox, you could do a 5-man stack and you wouldn't be shocked if you get 3 home runs, 2 doubles. Like you just get the whole cha-cha.
Yeah, a stolen base and
Bassett's been so good lately. Like I hate to be the pessimist, it's almost like you feel that other shoe's going to drop for a start. It's just due because every pitcher has a bad start or two. Yeah. And I don't want it to. Like I want to use him at 91, but it kind of has that feeling to it too. Like it's coming. Like they took care of Montas tonight. Like he didn't get shelled, but he struggled. He struggled a lot. Yeah. He's been pitching great. So anything's possible. I'm with you on that one.
Bassett has been in the perfect lineup 9 of his last 15 starts.
That's ridiculous. It is insane. I know he's been good, but that's just to be fair, it's because he gets priced too cheap. Like for what he's doing. Yeah. He's like you just have to play him. That's one of those good chalk pieces. Just play him and see what happens. Yeah. So I'm with you there. So we'll see how that one plays out, but I don't mind the angle of maybe going with some White Sox there as well. Houston Astros at the Kansas City Royals, over under of 9.5 between Framber Valdez and Daniel Lynch. Valdez is 10K on DK. He's only 97 on FanDuel. You got Lynch at 56 on DK, 6K on FanDuel. Framber's been a headache of late. He's been productive, but he's been a headache. Are you going to go to him against the Royals here?
At 10K, probably not. Because I can't take him over Burns, and then I would rather pay down to go to Waino or Bassett.
Yeah, I'm with you there. What about on FanDuel, though, at 97?
Still probably not.
Okay, that's fair. It's very fair. Because the thing with him is I love Framber as a pitcher, but right now he's going through one of his I have to walk 5 guys a game modes. Yeah. And that shortens his outings. It does so many bad things. So, and these Royals, they were pesky again on Monday night. Like between Salvi and Witt's very cheap. Mm-hmm. You're getting some of these guys that they're doing just enough to make life difficult type situation. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we are in agreement. Houston's in play against Lynch. I'm interested in either. Like, what bats are you interested in this game?
Alvarez always.
Yep.
man, they are cheap on FanDuel.
Yeah, very cheap on FanDuel. They should be very popular on FanDuel.
Yeah, they're going to be super chalky on FanDuel.
Yeah.
On FanDuel, I like all of them.
They all check the box.
Yeah. On DK,
they're pricey. They're much more pricey.
They are. But
the one I'll mention, Aledmus Diaz. He went deep. Yep. He went deep on Monday. He's 3,300 on DK. He loves hitting himself a lefty. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the cheaper ones I look at for sure. But Jordan, he's in play. You might get a cheap McCormick or Jack Mayers in there because Kyle Tucker's out also. So that's an angle to look at. But FanDuel, I just looked at their prices. My goodness. That is unbelievable. That was like the Yankees last year when I was recording with Joe. The Yankees are so cheap every day. It's like FanDuel begged you to play them. It was hilarious.
I mean, the problem is you make the 5-man stack with Houston, and then you're going to be paying with one of the highest paid, one of the Burns or something like that with everybody else.
Yep, it's going to be very popular build.
It's like that stacks, everybody's going to have it.
Yep, they should. They should, because it makes too much sense. But if you want to win the whole thing, you might want to mix that up a bit. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that I'm trying to win the lineups or win the nights that don't go nuts.
Yep, I'm with you there. That's the hard part in this era and these 15-game slates. Like, there's so much offense now. It's like it was last week. I think we were seeing scores in the good 200 ranges. It was like, my goodness, is this NBA? What are we doing here? This is nuts. Cleveland at Minnesota. Eli Morgan versus Bailey Ober. Over under 9.5. Talking about a lot of offense here. Ober 69 on DK. He's 72 on FanDuel. Morgan is 68 on both sites. Are you taking a gamble on a pitcher here? Or are we going more bats in this one?
I am definitely not going pitchers.
Yeah, I'm excited to lose more money with Cleveland. I'll tell you that much.
No, I've been playing them so much lately.
Yeah, it's another great spot. Ober loved giving up fly balls. J-Ram let me down on Monday. It's just another great spot. So much to like in that offense.
I will say, though, that it does look like the wind is blowing in at 11 miles an hour.
Well, that'll make things a little bit more interesting.
So
that's good.
If that's the case, I may not be getting too many bats in this game.
If that's the case, I won't get too cute. I'll watch the weather, though, because the one – I don't think I'll be able to stack this game with the other options we have, but the one-off I will mention, Max Kepler is on fire right now.
And it does look like it's 90 degrees. So that takes away the 11 miles an hour.
Well, there we go. So, Max Kepler would be a guy I'd be looking at for me.
Yeah. And that's another really cheap stack on both sides.
Yep. There's a handful of them tonight that'll allow for the Jays for the next game we're going to talk about and some of these other ones to really load up on things tonight. So get your Burns with the party. San Diego, Colorado, Coors Field special. No total yet on this game because San Diego keeps changing their pitcher. It's like the third different one I've seen so far.
Might be the gas can.
Is it going to be him?
It might be.
Oh, no, Wednesday's Arrieta.
Is it Wednesday Arrieta?
Yeah, that was the news I saw.
Okay.
I like how I know exactly who you're talking about. Wednesday's Arrieta, because I literally tweeted out this morning when there was rumors, I'm like, oh, please tell me they put him in Coors Field. And then later in the day, reports are the deal's almost done and he's penciled in for Wednesday. I'm like, thank you. Absolutely, thank you. Like, we're going to get Arrieta and Heaney on the same day. Absolutely beautiful. But that's for
the over-under is going to be 15.
Yeah, it's going to be freaking amazing. But for Colorado, we do know Germán Marquez is pitching.
Yes.
He's 71 on DK. He's 84 on FanDuel. I've used Marquez a ton in Coors Field this year. I don't even, on a slate like this, I don't even want to go against the Padres with him on this one.
I would absolutely take him. He's been, I don't know why, but he pitches better at home.
He's 71 on DK is not bad now I think about it.
He's 7,100 on DK.
Yeah.
San Diego is going to be popular, and they have not been able to hit anything except for Tatis.
True. That's a good point. Like, the more I think about it, I saw his price tag. I'm like 71 on DK. We just talked about Gutierrez for crying out loud. I'd rather take my chance with a guy like Marquez with that track record. So you got that going, and he'll be super low, and that's why I've been playing him a ton this year. No one plays him in Coors Field. Honestly, on FanDuel at 84, that's quite intriguing for a discount arm if you want to pay up for bats. Say you don't want to use Houston or whatever it was. Like, That's an intriguing way to go with German Marquez. No one owns him. Then you can go play whoever you want. Go play Toronto. Go play whatever. You'd be fine.
Yeah.
So, what bats are you looking for here? Because FanDuel doesn't have a pitcher. DK had what was his name here? Chris Matt. I've never even heard of Nabil Chris Matt. I have never heard of this man in my life. Through two innings.
See if MLB has something up yet.
Yeah, they had someone else earlier today, and now I'm seeing Chris Matt, and there's no total, so that means there's no official pitcher yet.
MLB site says probable or TBD. So
we'll wait and see. It's probably a bullpen game.
It's going to be a bullpen game. Yeah.
So it makes Colorado quite interesting, and they're always affordable on DK, Connor Joe, Sam Hilliard. They've had your Rogers, your McMahon, still not too bad. Blackman went deep. I think I'll be back on Colorado. I don't know about you.
I will too.
Yeah, that pained you to say that, didn't
that
it?
hurt.
That I'm not even watching the feed right now because I'm looking at the other, and I heard that pain in your voice. That was not an easy one.
That hurt. They're in a good spot with who knows who San Diego's pitching.
Yep, it's a tough one. So, usual Colorado Coors Field situation, folks. Go get some. Philadelphia at Arizona. Kyle Gibson versus Caleb Smith. That one we're still waiting on total because Caleb Smith coming back to make that start. Kyle Gibson's 85 on DK. He's 89 on FanDuel. Caleb Smith is 66 on DK. Has not established a price yet on FanDuel. So Gibson's been pitching really well. I think this is a very intriguing SP2 on DK possibility. Not so much on FanDuel. I think I'd rather go play Marquez at 84 if I want the discount, but I think Gibson's in play on DK for me. What about you?
I agree. I probably won't get to too much Gibson. Again, he's just at 84 or 89. He's just a little bit too high with some guys that I like that might be cheaper, like who is it? Atlanta's pitcher, with your boy Webb.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna have way too much Webb tonight. It's gonna be so much fun. Like you have Alek Manoah's on DK. He's $100 more than Gibson.
Yep.
Like I'll take Manoah in that battle.
Exactly, so. There too, and that's the whole reason I'm probably not going to get too many. I mean, you're looking at a K rate where his is around 19, and the other guys are mid 20s with their K rate.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. That is the downside. So probably no Kyle Gibson this evening, but are you interested in bats on either side of this one? Because Gibson, sure, he's been good, but he can be hit, and Caleb Smith is home run king.
Yes, and Texas can get sneaky with a couple home runs.
Yeah,
I could do a small stack with Texas
in Philadelphia.
Or that's what I mean. Yeah,
because Philadelphia versus Arizona. So
I'm
thinking Kutch, Segura.
I forgot about that.
No, it's all good. Yeah, he got traded.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why, but he got traded. But
yes, Harper, I could do a Philadelphia stack
for sure. No, I'm with you on that one. And another one will probably come under the radar. So. Two more games before we get to the final two games on this slate. Remind everybody to, if you give a rate and review on iTunes to the podcast, we would truly appreciate it. And also check out the LineStar YouTube channel. You can watch all the fun stuff we do while we're recording the show. And check that out. Give it the old subscribe and the thumbs up. We would truly appreciate it. Two more games on this slate. And we only have totals. Oh, we do have Marcus Strowman versus Logan Webb. Over under of 8. Strowman is 96 on DK. He's 86 on FanDuel. Logan Webb is 88 on DK and 76 on FanDuel. I already kind of said it. I will have a lot of Logan Webb, and I think 76 on FanDuel is quite intriguing to me.
Absolutely. That is the way you put him in, and you can get your Toronto and Houston stack.
Yep. That is filthy. Just the idea of being able to physically do a Toronto-Houston stack without sweating is pretty – FanDuel, man, soft, very soft. Is. But flip side, I'm not going to use Strowman, but I respect him enough to probably not stack this game at all.
Agreed.
All right. Pittsburgh at LA to wrap things up here. Will Crow, David Price, over under of 9. I'm just going to skip to the point here. Are you using either pitcher? Because I'm not.
No, I want all the Dodgers hitters, though.
Yes, against Will Crow, who is just I could do some bad dad jokes right now, but it's not been good. So the Dodgers are very, very live for a late night West Coast hammer.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one. Max Muncy, I could see me find some stands in this one. Maybe Bellinger, belly bombs. We'll see.
Mm.
But all right, that wraps up 15 games. Pretty cool slate, actually. I like when there's actually pitching and stacks, not because we have so many one or the other slates. You can get some fun builds in this one for sure. Recapping things real quick, who are some of your top pitchers on this slate?
Top pitchers on the slate: Manoah, Burns, Yanoa, Webb, and Bassett, probably.
Yeah, I like that. Like Burns, Bassett. I'll probably have some Waino, like I mentioned. Webb, Manoah, and then that Yanoa price tag, especially on DK at 73, and then maybe Marquez, like we talked about.
Yeah, Marquez. I was just going to add in.
Yeah,
have a little bit. I wouldn't go overboard with him.
No, don't, just because it is Coors after all, like respect Coors type thing.
Yeah,
anything can happen in Coors Field. What stacks are you looking at tonight?
I love the Dodgers, Toronto. I like Houston. For the cheaper guys, I like Detroit and say Cleveland.
Yeah, I like that. I'm with you on the Toronto side of things. I think Tampa Bay can be another one against some teams of super low owned potential there. You mentioned Detroit. I like that. Seattle, I'm still wavering on. I don't know if I need to force it on a 15-game slate. But Houston, that Cleveland mini game, and then definitely Dodgers. And I'll say it because you won't. Colorado is in play in this one. With that being said, the fun part that everyone waits for, listen to the end of the show for, is your home run calls of the day. But in order to get those, you have to follow LineStar on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB. They tweet out all that great stuff for you, like the home runs, the news, the lineups, everything's there, plus giveaways, all kinds of cool stuff. So you got to be following them on Twitter. And they tweet out the home run calls of the day. And on this special edition, it'll be myself, Tyler, and Ryan Humphreys giving out our home run calls of the day. And if you retweet the home run call, 3 lucky people will be paired with each one of us to win some free swag. So on Tuesday, August 17th, Tyler, who is your home run call of the day?
I'm going with Will Smith of the Dodgers.
Sneaky. That is sneaky. I respect that because sometimes I try not to go with the Captain Obvious picks, and Will Smith is not a Captain Obvious pick. So I respect that in a big, big way. I'm going to go to Toronto against Eric Fede. I like to try to start the night off quickly, and I'm going to go with Bubba Shett. Bubba Shett going up against Eric Fede. Let's go with that one. Hopefully get some free swag in that. I like the Will Smith call because he's on fire right now.
He's hitting well.
Stroking it. So I think that's a good one. I think it's a very good one. So we'll see what Mr. Ryan Humphreys comes up with for our 3-pack of home run calls today. And that'll wrap us up, Tyler. So it's been a pleasure. 2 podcasts out of the last 3 with you. Any parting words for the listener, LineStar stuff, anything like that?
Thanks for having me again. I am excited to do it. Like we talked last time, we have NFL coming up. You and Bogman are back for that. The other thing is we're starting to put out some promos and stuff for NFL and getting ready. Today we put out a new one with Underdog, where you get 2 months free if you are a new customer of them and deposit $10 and play. And then they will actually give you a free $25 as well. So you can get 1 shot at the Millie Maker for their best ball and then 2 puppy drafts.
Yep, they just opened up puppy number 3 with $200,000 up top. Like, I try not to shill for all the companies, but now that they're working with us, I can talk about them. That's a phenomenal best ball product. That's all I have to say. It's absolutely amazing. Like there's a product that was before them that's extinct now that I thought was a phenomenal best ball type product. Underdog basically took that, enhanced that, and now we have that product. So
it's the same company.
Yeah, I figured as much, but I didn't want to throw
all the same people. I should say, not the same company, same people.
It's great stuff. So definitely go check that out. Sign up, give the old LineStar plug there, and get a free 2 months. You're not going to regret it. Football's just right around the corner. But again, Tyler, thanks again, and we will do this again some other time.
Absolutely, and I'll go ahead and put that link in the comments section right now.
All right, perfect. Everybody, you guys have a great evening. We'll be back with you guys. Bogman will be back on tomorrow's episode, but for now, good luck on your Tuesday. This was the On Deck MLB DFS podcast. See you guys later.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar App On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to linestarapp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, Bogman, and the Welsh by rating and subscribing. Good luck!